Hey guys, Josh here from Wizards of the Seaside, bringing you today a deck tech of Junk Midrange, currently being played in Journey into Nyx Standard. Now first of all, the deck runs a playset of Sylvan Caryatid. I'm sure you've seen this before. It's a 0/3 defender and hexproof for 1 generic and 1 green, allowing you to tap the card and add 1 mana of any colour into your mana pool. Now, as well as being a great mana fixer and being able to sort out what you don't have, it's also a great defender against most aggro decks and also against spells. Now, second up in the 2-drop spot, we run a playset, 3 Scavenging Oozes. Now, obviously the life gain in this deck is quite strong if you've seen it before, and if not, you'll see how it affects the deck quite well. But having 3 Scavenging Oozes as a 2-drop, being able to pay 1 green and be able to exile target creature card from my graveyard, allowing 1/1 counter on Scavenging Ooze and gaining 1 life. Now lifelink, like I said, is really strong within this deck, and being able to have a 1/1 counter just boosts up the Scavenging Ooze and makes it an even stronger defender. Now obviously it can be hit quite easily by Ultimate Price and other removal, however with the life gain triggers in the deck it's quite a powerful card to have a 3 of. Moving along in the 2-drop slot for this deck, we run a 3 of Abrupt Decay. Now obviously this card's really powerful against pretty much any enchantment in the format that's really powerful and played strong, such as Banishing Light and obviously Underworld Connections. Now this deck does run Underworld Connections, which we'll come to later, but having that advantage of you being able to draw cards and them not being after Abrupt Decay in it, it's quite powerful to be able to draw through your cards and cycle as they can't. But 3 Abrupt Decays, and if you don't know what it is, obviously Abrupt Decay can't be countered, which is great against obviously control decks and blue-white, being able to get rid of obviously things like Detention Sphere. Obviously, but it has to be 3 or less mana cost, but it's a great powerful card, and obviously Courser of Kruphix it hits as well, which we play. Now moving on to that Courser of Kruphix, it's obviously a staple of this set at the moment, which is why we run 4 of Courser of Kruphix, and moving along with the life gain mechanic. Obviously when you play a land, you gain 1 life, and being able to play a land from the top of your deck, where it's just great to move through, obviously cycle through your cards, and be able to just get to those answers you want quite easily. This works really well with Underworld Connections, which we'll come to in a minute. Now another removal card, mainly for Heroes Downfalls. Being able to get rid of a Planeswalker or creature at instant speed is a really strong thing to have. This is why we run 4 Heroes Downfall in the deck. Obviously being able to destroy creature or Planeswalker at instant speed. Really powerful card to have. Another removal or slash removal as an enchantment is Banishing Light. Being able to exile things that cannot be really targeted, such as a god, being able to exile it from the game, it's quite powerful. Obviously any other enchantments you can banish in like their enchantments they put on yours, or just most creatures in the format really, just a great powerful card to have to exile something. Like mentioned earlier, Underworld Connections is a really powerful card. Being able to sift through your hand, and your library. Being able to sift through that and be able to get the answers you want quicker. I mean, with Courser of Kruphix, if it's not a land on top, you can always draw that card, and then sometimes mainly a land will appear, being able to play that land and gain 1 life. The interaction between these two, the synergy, is quite powerful. Obviously being able to sift through it all and get it a lot quicker. Fair enough, you do lose 1 life, but with the amount of life gain in the deck, you're going to be gaining it quite back quite quickly. So just running 2 Underworld Connections is quite a good card to have. Creature-wise, or as a spell should I say, we run 4 Advent of the Wurm. Now Advent of the Wurm, obviously at instant speed, being able to make a 5/5 green worm with trample as well as for 4, it's just amazing to have. I mean obviously Blood Baron, it's great against Blood Baron being able to block as it's only a green worm and being able to kill it off. Fair enough, they gain 4 life, but you've got rid of their Blood Baron. Great and powerful, and the synergy with Ajani, which we'll move on to, being able to obviously cast this in before it's yours, and then with Ajani being able to put 3/1 counters on it, you've then got an 8/8 trampler for the next turn. Now Ajani, great 5-drop, it's -8, gaining 100 life. It's not really used that much, however if you do get it off, it's really powerful to have. First +1 we've mentioned, being able to distribute 3/1/1 counters among 1, 2 or 3 target creatures you control is great. Obviously it doesn't hit Blood Baron as it's protection from white and black and Ajani as target. However, its second +1 is great, being able to cycle through and look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an aura, creature or planeswalker card from them and put it into your hand. This works well to be able to cycle through your deck, obviously being able to pick up most creatures in your deck and obviously the further drops that we go through in a minute. However, it also hits things such as Underworld Connections as it's an aura, and being able to pick those creatures that you need in the later game is quite powerful. Obviously planeswalkers as well, we do run 1 Elspeth, so being able to find that 1 Elspeth through Ajani This is why we only need to run one Elspeth. Put a 3 of Ajani, quite powerful. Obviously it runs white and black, so where would it be without Blood Baron? We run a 2 of Blood Baron, being able to get the life link, which runs well with the synergy of gaining life throughout the deck. And obviously if you can manage to get them down to 10 and you have 30 or more life, it becomes a 10-10 flyer, which is pretty much great game after that, really. However, it's not always needed. I mean, you've got a 4-4 with lifelink, protection from white and black, which pretty much gets around pretty much most down anything really, unless it's a Mizzy Mullers. That's one of the only one-of cards that can kill it on its own, and it's really powerful to have. Obviously the deck runs lifelink, so Archangel of Thune is really needed. Having Archangel of Thune triggers with Scavenging Ooze, Courser of Kruphix, Blood Baron, and itself. Being able to distribute the counters across the field allows for bigger and bigger creatures, as well as if you manage to attack with Archangel of Thune, the life gain just keeps on growing. Obviously a flyer, being able to avoid most things, flying over the top. Obviously the card can be killed by pretty much anything. Ultimate Price, Downfall, Putrefy, pretty much most removal in the format at the moment. However, if you do get it off, it's a great card to have. Moving on with the lifelink, Obzedat Ghost Council. Obviously black and white, you're bound to run 1. Obviously when it enters, you're gaining your 2 life and they're losing the 2 life. However, when it comes in, you're gaining your 2 life, which triggers off Archangel, and even still, you're gaining 2 life. Making it a 5-5 for 5 is quite well. It doesn't run a Whip of Erebos, which could be brought in, obviously, to counter it and bring it back in again when it dies, whip it back. However, having the 1 of, it's a great end game or quite powerful card. One final card, like mentioned before, is Elspeth, Sun's Champion, Planeswalker. Only the 1 of, as Ajani, the Planeswalker, can fetch you this card when needed, sieving through everything that you don't need or require, and having an Elspeth. Having the 1 of Elspeth is quite a game winner. Being able to destroy all creatures they have, and that you say you don't have any out, you can always destroy all their creatures that have 4 or more. Being able to put 3 1/1 White Soldier tokens onto the battlefield is a great way to keep off the defence, obviously against Mono Black with their Pack Rat tokens, and any other such as an aggro deck. It's -7 if you manage to get it off, as it starts on 4, it's quite easy to do. Creatures you control get 2/2 and flying, you get an emblem for that, which brings that in. Really powerful card to have in the set. Moving on to the land of the deck, it's quite straightforward. Running 1 playset of Godless Shrine, being able to tap 1 white and 1 black, and being able to shock yourself is quite powerful. Obviously, you've got that much life gain in the deck, shocking yourself doesn't really matter at all, so a playset of Godless Shrine. Moving on with the shock lands, of course we run a playset of Overgrown Tomb also, doing the same, however with black and green. Obviously needed, as there's a lot of colour. Shock lands, another playset of Temple Garden. Same again, obviously you're going to be shocking yourself, but you're gaining that much life, it's not really needed, so you don't mind. Then moving on to Scrylands, Scry is a really important factor within the deck, as it runs well with Courser of Kruphix. Being able to put those things that you don't require and having a land on top is quite well. Obviously 3 Temple of Silence, black and white Scrylands, works really well within the deck. Moving on with the Scrylands, obviously we have 3 Temple of Malady, or Malady as some call it. Obviously being able to scry, yet again, same thing, but this is black and green, the Temple of Malady. Moving on with the temples, we run another 3 of, however with Temple of Plenty. Being able to scry, like I said, it's quite powerful. Mana Confluence, we run a 1 of Mana Confluence, as you don't want to be losing too much life and losing the game. Being able to pay 1 life and have 1 mana of any colour is quite powerful if you're missing that one colour you need. This works really well with Underworld Connections, as its ability only triggers once, losing 1 life and being able to draw a card, not losing the 2, so Mana Confluence is great. Moving on to the basic lands, there's not that much white as opposed to green. Green is the most powerful, the most seen card within the deck, so we run a 2 of Forest, and then to top it off with, we run 1 Swamp. Moving on to the sideboard, we run 2 Thoughtseize. Having this against blue-white control and most of the decks that we want answers out of their hand straight away, it's great to have. Obviously losing 2 life, like mentioned with the shock lands earlier, you're not too bothered about losing that life, as you're going to get it back as it's a lifelink deck. So running a 2 of Thoughtseize is great to bring in against things like blue-white control. Mainly, you could bring it in against the matchup, but it's mainly there for control decks, and that's it. Putrefy we run a 2 of, as we run 4 Heroes Downfall mainboard. These are great to be able to bring in against artifacts that are just been, such as the Whip, because the Whip is a 4-drop and Abrupt Decay doesn't hit the Whip of Erebos. So having 2 of these instant speed yet again adds the downfall. I mean, it's possible to bring out 2 downfalls for 2 Putrefys and having that answer if the Whip does come up. Sin Collector we run a 2 of. It could be run as a 2 or 3 of, but having Sin Collector to play against obviously the burn decks, being able to take answers from their hand as quick as possible, bringing it out as a 3-drop, and also yet again against blue-white control, which is a powerful meta, being able to take away obviously Sphinx's Revelation and other things away from their hand. That is an answer for them. It's great to be able to take off on turn 3. Golgari Charm is a powerful card within this deck. Obviously being able to -1/-1 all creatures to the end of the turn, it's great against the aggro decks, and also being able to avoid board wipe, with you being able to regenerate each creature you control. Obviously being able to get rid of enchantment as well. Enchantment is a really powerful area within the set at the moment, so being able to get rid of things such as Banishing Lights, as well as the Underworld Connections and other enchantments such as some of the God's Weapons, it's a great and powerful card to have. Doom Blades are brought in. Obviously if no one has any black, if it's all red or white or other creatures, Doom Blades can be brought in to replace 2 downfalls, depending on whether how many planeswalkers they run. But being able to destroy a target non-black creature for the price of 2 at an instant speed, really powerful card. We see a lot of blue. Mistcutter Hydra is a definite. Being able to bring it in with haste and protection from blue, and being able to bring it in for however cost you pay, which is X and green. Anything with blue, such as the mono blue decks or blue white or any other deck that can counter it or has blue in, it's a definite thing to bring in Mistcutter Hydra. 1 extra Ghost Council can be brought in for the games that last a lot longer, and also brought in against a lot of burn, like red white burn. Being able to gain that 2 life and then losing 2 life later game is a really powerful card. Vraska the Unseen can be brought in replace of an Ajani. Being able to destroy a target non-land permanent as soon as it comes out is just an answer for pretty much anything. Being able to pump it up, fair enough, it gives it hexproof, and you're able to get the ultimate off, which is -7, to be able to put 3/1/1 black assassin creature tokens onto the battlefield, and being able to win the game by that. I mean, its main thing it's brought in for is more removal. I mean, this -3, just being able to destroy an online permanent straight away as soon as she comes in. But that's the sideboard anyway. I mean, the main thing that you will bring out is obviously the Sylvan Caryatid. If it's a mid-range game, the Caryatid comes straight out, and you bring in whatever is needed against that deck. However, it's a wide range of a sideboard. Being able to bring in against most decks and a powerful sideboard is what makes a deck great. Thanks a lot, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching the Junk Midrange. I mean, this is our first deck tech of the channel. I hope you like it. Please leave anything in the subscription area, not the subscription area, in the comment section below, and let us know how we can improve on it. I know I've been doing a lot of stuttering, but this is the first one we've done, so try and get around that a bit. But I hope you guys like it. I mean, please leave your comments and see what you reckon about the deck and what the improvements you see. But thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching.